So where we are about to head off to is called Spoon Barbell, and it sounds really official, but it's actually in a 2-car garage in the home of Tom Witherspoon, who is the unofficial godfather of Texas weightlifting and still throws barbells over his head, and he has competed in 51 consecutive Texas state championship meets. You can do the math. And it's just an honor to train with him and to learn from him.
Hello, hello.
Hey, Rebecca, how are you?
Better than ever. How are you?
Rebecca's longtime family friend started training here, and then when she moved to Dallas, he invited her to come train with us. We tried to discourage her and tell her to go away, but she kept coming back.
That's usually how you vet a new athlete, right?
Having come from working at a luxury corporate facility and now coming to Spoon Barbell, it's the complete opposite experience for a training environment. There's no music. It's just barbells dropping, a little bit of conversation, and everyone doing their thing.
Tom's a lizard king. He doesn't sweat unless it's a 92.
Yeah, it's gotta be above 90. I'm 75, so.
Lifting heavy weights, no BS, just hard work. It's pretty epic. My journey began, I guess, when I was 2 years old. My parents put me in ballet, which was the catalyst for me leaving ballet very shortly after and becoming a gymnast, because ballet to me was not interesting or exciting. Starting at age 7 is really when I got that competitive urge. My parents put me in gymnastics, and I started out in the kinder gym classes and then worked my way up. That is when I started to find my way into the weight room, and really in college is when I got seriously into weight training and first bodybuilding. The transition happened gradually, but I really started to become obsessed with how strong can I get instead of how lean can I get, or how can my body look. And the physique and the aesthetics came kind of as a byproduct of focusing on the strength and performance. I really see it as a me versus me scenario. Even though competition is competing against other people, I think the drive is really internal to be better than I was yesterday, last week, last year, and just continue to evolve. And that growth mindset, that pursuit of always becoming better in whatever it is that I'm doing, has really carried into every other aspect of my life. I never thought that that would lead me to where I am now, competing at the national level and having won a state championship and really taking the sport seriously, but it's affected every other area of my life in a positive way. And I think just that drive to continuously strive for more is insatiable inside me.
You lifting?
So you're the second person to make the grid from here.
Who else?
Becca Day.
So you are familiar with Grid League then?
Oh yeah. Yeah, we watched some of her competitions.
I joined the Grid League very much on a whim. I got an Instagram direct message from the team captain of the Tampa Bay Brigade saying that they were looking for a female strength specialist and asking if I had considered joining Grid. And I asked her a whole bunch of questions, and she so generously answered all of my questions. And at the end of the day, I figured I would just give it a shot. So going into my first Grid League match, I know it's gonna be very different than anything I've done athletically, because both gymnastics and weightlifting are individual sports. And this is very, very different in that it's not only a team sport, but it's a team sport that involves an immense amount of strategy and timing and teamwork. I am anxious, excited, nervous, all of the things that one would expect from doing something brand new and foreign. It's gonna be exciting and nerve-wracking, and I'm excited for all of it.
That was practice for the grid right there.
Yes, it was.
I was really attracted to the idea of being part of something bigger than myself, being part of a team, serving a greater purpose, a greater cause. In college, I met my now husband, Joel, and I had a lot of other friends in the ROTC program. And so I enrolled in the ROTC program my sophomore year of college and was going to join the Air Force originally. And then when I met him and he's in the Marine Corps, obviously I was persuaded to switch to Naval ROTC so I could become a Marine as well. But actually none of that ended up panning out at all, because I was, around that same time during college, I was diagnosed with ulcerative colitis, which is a form of inflammatory bowel disease. It's a chronic autoimmune disease and there's no cure for it. And I came to find out later that it is also disqualifying for military service in all branches, which was a little bit crushing, because I thought at 20 years old I had it all figured out and knew what I wanted to do with my life. It was challenging, to say the least. Ulcerative colitis is not a pleasant condition to have. It affects the large intestine, the bowels. I'll spare you the unpleasant descriptions of what that entailed, but you can read between the lines, but there was a lot of pain, a lot of bloating, blood, you name it. I was not digesting the food I was eating, and at the time I was very heavily medicated on a lot of prescription drugs. I thought I might have to have my colon removed and have that surgery, which is very extreme, and that would affect the rest of my life. I just didn't see a light at the end of the tunnel, and I didn't know if I would be able to just have the life that I envisioned, because I thought I was just condemned to this ill way of being forever, and I just didn't accept that. Learning how to live with my chronic condition, I think in part was believing I could heal. We get stuck in this mental space of thinking that that's how it's gonna always have to be and there's no other way. Becoming my own advocate and learning how to take control of my health, my mindset, my physical and mental health was how I came out of that. I think the most impactful thing that has helped me get and stay in remission is actually learning how to manage my stress and anxiety. Instead of being afraid, learning how to turn it into an opportunity or just change how I look at things. Once I got into remission and I was able to kind of have my life back, I realized when that health problem isn't there at the surface and affecting everything, it's night and day. Just realizing how important our health is has driven me to want to stay in remission and continue to do the things that I'm doing to remain where I am. There's no feeling like being able to get up each day and do the things that I truly feel called to do because I've structured and created my life the way that I have. Whatever goal you want to achieve, it's going to take time, it's going to take consistency, and it's going to take work, but it's worth it.
So this is our different type of garage fan.
Hey.
Nice. 1 kilogram.
Yeah,
It was too heavy.
that's all it takes sometimes.
My first meet ever, my heaviest clean and jerk was 90. And then this past meet, my opening snatch was 90.
That's still pretty good.
And that was 2019 to 24. Now that my health is much better, I'm able to take that energy that I was expending on trying to heal myself and put it towards other people. My own husband has been through so much. In 2007, during his deployment to Iraq, his vehicle was hit by an improvised explosive device, and he had shrapnel in his skin. He was knocked unconscious, blown eardrum, and everything was fine for 15 years until truly all of a sudden, overnight, it was not fine. And I learned later why, and a lot of it had to do with brain injury that resulted from that moment, that impact. And to just see him like that turn into someone who was feeling so much vulnerability and weakness and pain and suffering and not sleeping and just constant pain was very, very hard on me. And I'd never seen anything like it from someone that I loved so much.
I didn't know if I was going to live a life without pain. And that is a very discouraging feeling.
I remember over the years just always feeling like inferior, like I'm the weak one, I'm the sick one, I'm the one with all the issues. And I'm grateful that my partner is so strong and capable and there when I needed him. And then when the tables turned, it was just an opportunity for me to return the favor.
You don't have to live in a situation where pain is always there. There is another way. And the other way is to treat the cause of the pain without actual medication.
I knew nothing about brain injury before this occurred, and now I know a whole lot more about the brain and its ability to heal. Like any other part of the body, it takes time and it takes intentionality, but unfortunately, it's unique and it's uncommon when it comes to treating veterans. And so fast forward a couple of months, I created my own curriculum. We decided to start our own nonprofit, and so we started the Semper Stronger Foundation. So now I work alongside the doctors at the clinic, and I take the group of veterans, they're always there for 2 weeks, and I work with them for about 2 hours, 5 times during their 10 days in the clinic, and I work with them on functional movement, strength, stability, balance, coordination, and mobility.
We treat the body in the way of strength and movement. Those two things together allowed for a immense recovery in a record time.
Without having overcome my own adversity, one, I wouldn't be in the mental or physical capacity, capability to be able to help others. Helping people get stronger, fitter, and feel better, it's the most rewarding thing. And I wouldn't be here doing it if I hadn't first taken care of myself.
Come on, Rebecca. This is light for you. Come on. Oh yeah.
All right. That was a power piece.
It was. I was back here checking. It was a power.
Also, in my opinion, Rebecca is the most technically consistent lifter that we have right now for Smoke.
Just kidding.
Suffering is oftentimes inevitable, but it's what we do with that suffering that will make a difference. We can wallow in it and we can be sad and sorry for ourselves, or we can do something with it. We can use it as an opportunity to get better. Know that there are going to be downs and there are going to be ups, but after those dark times, after those bad days, come the light, come the better times, and we can't have one without the other.